A very good afternoon to everyone out there in Blue Note Land. It is Thursday, February 10th, 2022, and welcome to today's edition of the JC24 Sports Note on YouTube. I am your host, Jim Cornetti. Whereas the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I know I've been hinting this in the last few videos, but they're just so much damn fun to watch. The Cavaliers equivalent in the Western Conference right now, hands down, far and away, has got to be the Memphis Grizzlies. We all know that the Suns and the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors are kind of distancing themselves a little bit from the pack, with the Suns leading right now, having actually been to the finals last year, and the Warriors looking to kind of regain their dominance after last year with Curry and Clay being out, and they're starting to round back into form. And we all know that Memphis is several games ahead, but kind of sneaking up on a lot of people are the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies right now are I want to say 7 games out of the top spot in the West. They lead the Dallas Mavericks by 5.5 in the Southwest Division. Yes, the Grizzlies are 7 out. They are 3.5 back of Golden State, but they're also 3.5 clear of Utah, who was a very, very front-running type team in a lot of people's brackets. Let's be honest, going into this season, the Grizzlies right now have the third highest scoring offense in the league at 113.1 points per game. They are actually only trailing right now I just had this up. It was actually the Charlotte Hornets at 113.3, and excuse me, folks, it's and the Jazz at 113.6. Certainly not something that excuse me, that they might be able to catch those teams. But when you've got Ja Morant on your roster, anything's legitimately possible. The Grizzlies right now have won 3 in a row, 7-3 in their last 10, and kind of going into the All-Star break, this is where Morant is going to be able to kind of put on a show that really a lot of people expected from him coming out of Murray State. And if you've read the blog, typically guys who come out from those small one bid conference type schools, like your Davidsons, where Curry came out of, naturally Morant, typically they don't turn into the face of your franchise. The Grizz were kind of looking for that. They were sitting a little stagnant for a little while. They picked up Steven Adams, who honestly has not played with a young guard of this level of talent really since his time in Oklahoma City, where he had Durant and Westbrook for a little while, and he was also getting kicked in the nuts by Draymond Green twice in a playoff series. Let's be honest. But this was actually a very, very good pickup for the Grizzlies in the last year or so. He actually leads the team in rebounding, but Morant right now is averaging 6.8 assists and 26.5 points per game. Right now, I believe he was in the top 5 in scoring last year. I think he might have even won the scoring title. I'd have to go back, but my internet won't load it properly at the moment. But he's the kind of player that the NBA right now needs. The league needs to start kind of getting away from always trying to put the gloss on your LeBrons, your Currys, your Hardens, who are right now, Curry is great on the court. He's a great guy off the court and everything, but he's just so damn unlikable when he's on the court. LeBron is quickly wearing out his welcome. And Harden now, according to reports from Adrian Wojnarowski today, with the NBA trading deadline, may be actually looking for a trade, considering his name has come up very, very heavily in Ben Simmons talks in the last few days. And a change of scenery for those two kind of superstars, if they go 1-for-1, may not be the worst thing in the world, because both are really still top 20 players, potentially in the league when healthy. But this is also something where you're going to put Morant into an all-star game that's going to be loaded with younger talent, like a Trae Young. Giannis, even though he's 27, still kind of considered a young talent. You're going to have Darius Garland from the Cavs there. Evan Mobley should have been there, let's be honest. Morant's probably not going to play in the Young Stars game because he's already got his spot in the All-Star game itself, and typically players don't kind of do the double dip with that now like they used to, try to be protected and everything. But this is something where, again, the NBA starting to focus in on these guys, and really some of these guys stepping out and taking their shots now, like Garland, like Mobley, like Jared Allen in Cleveland, all under 25. Morant is 22. Luka Doncic in Dallas is 25. Trae Young, I want to say, is 23. All of these guys are at or on the verge of superstardom, and all have really started to turn their franchises around in a very, very quick fashion. The Hawks were in the East Finals last year. The Grizzlies were in the playoffs last year and are sitting third in the West right now. The Cavs are one game out of the top spot in not only the Central Division, I want to say they're a game and a half out of the top spot in the Eastern Conference period right now, which is loaded with talent. You've got the defending champions there. You've got a revamped Bulls team. And I'm sorry to hate to keep bringing you back to Cleveland, but again, I'm from Cleveland, and they're just damn fun to watch. But with the Grizzlies right now, an All-Star break, this is definitely something where they were kind of in limbo with the departure of Mike Conley in recent years, who was the highest paid player in the league. They were looking for their next superstar, kind of in a transitional phase. Looks like they've hit on Morant. He's definitely come out of the gates like gangbusters his first couple of years in the league. But whether he'll actually still have that staying power, they've got to be able to start putting other great young talent around him. So far, it's actually working with guys like Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. But it's definitely something where Memphis really can actually start to go up if we start seeing teams like Phoenix and Golden State maybe start kind of coming back down and not running away. This is something where Memphis could be in the hunt for Western Conference glory, and possibly getting to a finals for their first time in their history in the next couple of years. Wouldn't that actually be something if we actually got somebody like a Memphis in the West, and then we had like a Trae Young and Atlanta in the East, or even Cleveland with all of their tools, just basically putting all of that great young talent on display, where it's not where the entire story is not LeBron, it's not Curry, it's not Draymond, it's not Giannis. And as great as Giannis is, great, he got his ring last year. It's if you love the young talent and the evolution of the game, you want to be able to make sure that those young stars are the focal point each and every year, instead of the same names over and over and over again. Especially with the way that Morant conducted himself after that flagrant foul from Marcus Morris earlier this week, where if you saw that Morris actually had his hand on Morant's hip and then kind of whacked him in the face when Morant was going up for a dunk, where the Grizzlies were already up 22 points late in the third quarter. Morris got ejected. Morant kind of shrugged it off, said he was cool with Morris to the press afterwards. But that's also something that you really like to see from these guys, is that they're very cordial with other players. They don't have vendettas out there. They haven't really been in the league long enough to start establishing rivalries or distastes for other guys out there. They're still kind of learning the speed of the NBA game. They're also very, very good with the press, and they're very relatable to the common fan like you and I. So let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Is Morant right now the best player in the league under 25? Is he right on the cusp? Do you think that the Grizzlies might be able to catch fire and catch Golden State or Phoenix over the last 2 months? And what are you expecting out of the All-Star game next week, with guys like Morant and Garland and Trae Young and Giannis and all those guys on display? So let me know what you guys think, and we will talk to you soon. Everyone out there, enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend, and as a very, very partial fan to one of them, go Rams. I hope they beat the living hell out of Cincinnati. So enjoy, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.